Presidential Commission of Inquiry into the events surrounding the March 2nd, 2020 general and regional elections resumed after taking a break for 3 weeks over the holidays. First to take the stand was Leslie James, the former Commissioner of Police. James told the commission in his testimony that while he was observing the events happening at the Ashman's building on March 5, 2020, he initiated a call with the chairman of GCOM, who then informed him that she was afraid and alone after she heard persons protesting that they wanted the chairman.
After making several calls to the chair of GCOM, she eventually answered the phone. And I told her what I was viewing, and she said to me that she was afraid because she was hearing persons calling for chairman. We want the chairman, we want the chairman.
Right.
And she said she was alone there and she was afraid.
James went on to further state that although he had this information, he did nothing as the Commissioner of Police because he felt as though nothing was left to be done.
You said, Mr. James, that the security, the special branch, had a commander or senior officer.
Yes, there's a head of
So having heard from the chairperson that she was alone and she was afraid, you did not think it necessary to call that officer to find out what is happening?
I didn't think it was necessary for me to do that.
But why do you keep saying you didn't think it was necessary? Why do you say you didn't think it was necessary?
Because it wasn't necessary.
Additionally, after being questioned by the commission as to whether James had spoken to Thomas on March 5, 2020, James told the commission that Thomas was lying in his testimony because all his attempts to contact Thomas had remained futile.
Mr. Thomas testified that he received several telephone calls from you on the 5th.
That is not true. Thomas was not contacted.
Confirming that Thomas was not contactable, James informed the commission that he made the decision to have Thomas removed from his post because of what he was witnessing on the television in the interest of security required complete control of the commanding officer on the ground.
The sense conveyed by your evidence today is, and that's all you said about him, he was not contactable either by phone or by radio.
Correct.
You don't know why.
I don't know why.
The sense conveyed from your evidence is that for this reason, Thomas was relieved of his command. Because you haven't said anything else.
For that and in the interest of security, he was relieved of command. It's purely in the interest of security, of the personnel there, the property, and the general activity.
Ironically, since James was unable to contact Thomas to have a clear understanding of what was happening on the ground at the Ashman's building, he was sure that there was some amount of security interest that required the removal of Thomas from his post, but James was still ignorant to the fact that there was an item which was considered to be a bomb that was handed over to one of his officers by Miss Myers.
Do you know of a Miss Myers attached to the elections committee?
Yes, sir.
Who was she?
She is the deputy in charge of that.
Deputy Chief Election.
Deputy Chief.
Did you have a talking relationship with this person?
Never ever spoken to that person.
Never spoke to her.
Directly or indirectly.
Are
Never
you
spoken.
aware that Miss Myers showed a device to one of your officers, which was in a styrofoam container, something that looked like a camera with a lens, and felt that that might be a bomb?
I'm unaware, sir.
Unaware. And you were concerned about security.
If it was brought to my attention, obviously it would have been aware. That was not brought to my attention.
Isn't this a major event? You are concerned that there was a bomb scare, so you're removing this man from command. something which is considered to be a bomb is found, handed over to one of your police officers, and you're unaware?
Former Commissioner of Police Leslie James subsequently went on to talk about the clear violation of his instructions by the Tactical Services Unit, or the TSU officers. James said that he instructed the officers to secure the building and not to have it vacated. However, to his amusement, when he was observing the footage, the officers were vacating the building and not keeping within his instructions. When questioned about his actions after seeing such blatant disrespect and disregard for his command, James said that he did nothing since there was no need for him to do anything.
Clear violation of your instructions.
Clearly, yes, sir.
And you had
That
communicated
by Mr. Thomas.
by Mr. Nurse,
Mr.
by
Nurse.
David and Ali. You are aware that David and Ali were the officers who went with the TSU ranks to the Ashlands building.
I wouldn't use the word or phrase violation, because when those ranks may have gotten on the ground,
One moment. Why is the word violation not appropriate to the circumstance? You give clear instructions. Please send TSU ranks to secure the building. You then see the ranks ordering people out of the building, which was not in keeping with your instructions. Clearly your instructions were violated, don't you agree? Yes or no?
yes, I agree.
Okay. What did you do? Recognizing that your instructions were violated at whatever point in time.
I didn't do nothing.
Okay.
There is no need for me to do anything at that point.
There's no need for
No,
you.
sir.
Commissioner of Police, your instructions are violated and there is no need for you to do anything. Thank you. You don't need to say anything.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
The Commission of Inquiry was set up by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali to inquire into the events surrounding the March 2nd, 2020 general and regional elections. This is day 15 of the inquiry, and thus far, the substantiation and configuration of these events by all witnesses seem to indicate that there was a clear attempt to undermine the rule of law and the process of democracy.